I have an idea. Let's record a shitty intro. Just strum it.
Okay.
This is the Zach and Akash show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to
Welcome.
the
Good morning.
Zach and Akash show. Today is episode 18. I had to look on that. It's nice out today. We got British weather, nice and warm. The spring is coming. Today we're talking about stories because stories sell.
Yep.
Ooh.
Zach just texted me this morning. He's like, "We're gonna tell stories today," and I'm like, "What stories?" He's like, "I got you," and then I'm like, "What?" So I sent him a question mark. He's like, "I don't know, just sell stories." So we're here to tell you stories.
Yeah, so I pretty much learned about storytelling when I went to New York City. That was a key thing. They pretty much taught me. It was pretty much an internship about sales at that point. I was taught how to essentially sell, and we were writing a bunch of stuff, and they were like, yeah, stories sell. That's like really important. 'Cause at the end of the day, if you're running a startup or whatever, maybe if it's like a free service, you're still doing sales, whether it's time or a monetary thing. So yeah, so my story, Jesus, like I got a lot of stories now. My story related to stories was I wrote a blog post. It was mainly encompassed by a story. Rather than saying just try new things, I actually had like a backing story with it. Um, and then when I said that story, I sent it out, and then people actually went out of their way to ask me, can you resend me it so I can send it to a friend? Can you add me? Can you text me next time you have an article? And right there, that is a KPI, a key performance indicator of you doing well, is when you have super fans already who want to like distribute your work because they really enjoyed it. So that's something to think about next time you do something that involves. It's not only just like selling a product. Like if you're in an interview or something, stories are going to sell because people relate better to people. So that's like the whole thing around storytelling. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, real quick, is your camera in a different position today? Are you more zoomed in than usual?
Yeah, a little bit. Let me zoom out.
Yeah, because the way I set up the video pre-processing thing, it works better. I gotta check it out on the stream. Maybe go out a tiny bit more. Yeah, right there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm wearing glasses today. I figured why not.
Wait, hold up. Before stories, you gotta get the coffee bean.
Facts.
The story behind this coffee bean is it was harvested and roasted somewhere, but found its way to Big Y. That's when Akash graciously picked it up and put it in a bag over a year ago so he could eat it today. And that's the end of that story.
Wait, you've had those coffee beans for a year?
Like half a year. Wait, when did I get them? I think I got them. Yeah, I think so, actually.
Interesting. Actually, it
It
should still
was like last
last.
September.
It should still
Yeah, it's
last.
fine.
It's when you grind it that you start to lose some of the coffee properties that make it good. So that's a tip for my coffee people out there. If you have coffee beans, like really good coffee beans, and you want them to last longer, invest in a grinder, and then you can grind them as you use them. You can like do a batch, like one grind per week of your beans, and it lasts a little longer because there's like CO2 trapped in the bean. Um, so as soon as you like grind it, I think it fucks that up. I don't know, something like that.
My my roommate in Berkeley, where I was living last summer, I always used to hear this weird cranking noise in the morning, and it was annoying, and it, like kept waking me up a bunch of times. Like, the hell is this? And then one day I actually go out. There's this dude. with this little dial. It looks like one of those old school pencil sharpeners. Had a bunch of coffee beans grinding it every single morning, getting fresh coffee. Apparently they were really good.
Is it
Apparently,
does it look like a tubular cylinder, silver?
yeah, it's like a tube this big
Yeah, I have the same one.
with the little dial on the top, and it made this annoying. Dude, I feel bad for Brian now that you tell me.
No, I don't do it anymore. I realized
Oh,
that I used to when I was here, like when I was in the waiting period between going to New York for my internship. Um,
mm.
I bought a coffee grinder, so every morning I would do it and then do like an AeroPress. Um, but I was like, this is taking way too fucking long, so I stopped doing it. Because it was a burr grinder. The other one, see, there's just two types of grinders. The one that annoyed like people in my dorm was electric, but it had two blades. But you want the burr grinder, just because you get like a better grind. That's me
Is
imitating the
that the is
birds.
that the tube one, the burr grinder,
Yeah, so it
the mechanical one?
yeah, that's a burr grinder. There's electric burr grinders, but they're kind of expensive. Um,
Yeah, but dude, that shit takes forever though. Dude's like grinding on it for like 30 minutes every morning.
yeah, I would. I mean, if you're camping, it's fine. I would
Mm.
probably do that. Mine like fits in the AeroPress, so if I wanted to go camping, I could take that and have beans and grind it and have fresh coffee every day. But I don't.
Yeah, that guy apparently used to absolutely hate coffee. And then he took a trip to Colombia and like somebody made him try the coffee beans there. And dude got like really, really into coffee. He tried all these different types of coffee. And then he got his grinder and became a coffee grinder.
Dude, fuck yeah. That's what we love. That's the dream right there. You know, one day I want my own coffee line.
Your own
Some
coffee line.
Butos coffee, yeah. Like
Zach also once said one day he wants his own lingerie line.
I do. I want my own lingerie line, and it says it's like Calvin Klein's, but it says Zach Zambudos. That's it. Um, it'd be really cool. Yeah. So coffee, lingerie, those are like rich boy. I'm like financially independent, where I can just do stupid projects like that,
This is,
just to like.
I really want to own a bar. Own a bar. That's my thing. There's this bar in San Francisco called the Tempest, and it was the only bar that would be all right with serving people soda at a young age.
Yeah.
And my dream is always my buddy and I always enjoyed the bar, and that's like we went there a lot of memories in it. So our goal is to once we're older and once we're rich, we're gonna go buy it and run it. And the best thing about that place was the drinks were really, really cheap. They were like, especially for San Francisco, this downtown area where everything's mad expensive. You could get like a beer and then a shot of a drink for like $4 or $5. They had all these specials going. So our goal is to keep that going, maybe make it even cheaper to give people the same experience it gave us.
Give them the same sodas.
Give them the same sodas. Well, we'll see about the soda.
I love when bars give me sodas. Make me feel good about myself.
Yeah,
I'm
it
still young.
allows you to fit in.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when I was younger, I was in like fourth grade. I was in my uncle's wedding, and I remember there being an open bar. But obviously, I'm not gonna get a drink because I'm like 10 years old. But I
Why
would.
not?
Shit, I don't know. I guess I was just too weak to ask. But what I did was I would go in and I would just keep getting Coke, Coca-Cola, not cocaine. That would be kind of messed up. But keep getting Coke. Dude, I was like, that was way too much sugar for a kid. Like, looking back, I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. Like that, it was probably like 10 Coca-Colas in like one night.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
Jesus.
definitely got a
Yeah,
soda hangover the next day. Yeah, it was a good
that's
wedding.
wild, dude.
It was in Maine. Um, I love the outdoors. It's very nice. That's why I moved myself here during quarantine, so I could at least have some outdoor space rather than like the fake city of Yukon, you know, because it's kind of a
Hey, there's
city.
a lot of outdoorsy areas near there, but I guess you don't have a car there. so you can't
Yeah,
really go
I'd have to
anywhere
walk and stuff.
or bother Brian.
That's
Is
true.
Brian still up there?
Yeah, Brian's still there. Brian,
Oh my God,
are you listening right now, Brian?
are you here, Brian? We miss you.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
Brian's
Kyle
chilling.
Collins joins in, and he's like, just joined, and I hear Grinder.
Hell yeah, that's right. That's what we love to hear. Um, I feel like Kyle and Dan, are you guys? Do you really enjoy the show? Question mark.
Yeah, guys, be honest with us. Complete real. Tell us you hate us if
Mhm.
you hate us.
Should that be something we do
We'll keep.
like throughout the series? Just continue to tell stories. People love stories, good stories.
Yeah,
Sometimes there's shit stories.
I mean, all types. I think no matter what stream or what topic we're doing, we always end up going back to some type of stories. I think that's just natural with human communication. You always end up going to a story. Again, might not be a good one, might be a shit one, but still a story. And I think the cool thing about stories is people know what to expect. There's a structure. There's a beginning, middle, and end, and people really like to expect. Now, what makes a story not a good, because even a boring story can be somewhat interesting, but a shitty story is a story with no like clear beginning, middle, and end, because then it screws up with people's expectations. And that one thing that absolutely drives me crazy is when people are going on with the story and it just has an abrupt end. There's no like clear ending statement or anything. And I'm just like, and then what? And then there's like, oh yeah, that's the story. It's just such an uncomfortable feeling.
All right, I will tell a story right now. Okay, so I was actually thinking about this one. So after I graduated high school, you're doing your classic after you graduate high school thing. You don't really have a purpose in life, so you just sit home and you play. At the time, it was PUBG, so I'd play PUBG till about like 4 in the morning. Wake up, rinse and repeat for a good month. And then one of my teachers, who I became very close with, he sends me a message and he says, "All right, I'm running this camp. It's an engineering camp. Do you want to um, be a counselor?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So it was kids aged. It was like basically elementary school kids. So then so they were, of course, you start to get to know them. They ask you questions, and then this kid was asking me. He was like, "So, were you going to school, or what are you doing after?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to study engineering, and I'm going to UConn." And then the kid, he's just like, "You're average." And I was like, "Man, I'm about to fucking kill you." And
Oh my
that's the
God.
story.
What was this? Just a 10-year-old kid?
Yeah, I was like, "You little shit. You're lucky. You're lucky I could go to jail." Yeah, that's my story of the day. Um,
That's your story of the day.
how dare you, child, call me average? It hurts. No, I thought it was really funny though. It's one of my it's one of my good stories from that summer.
Dude, I was probably that little kid that thought going to UConn was average. I'm like, I'm gonna go to MIT,
Oh,
I'm gonna go to Harvard.
I feel that.
And then I'm like, high school came around, and then I still had those delusions. And then end of high school came, like junior year, and I'm like, nope, nope. I'm not getting into any of those places.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel you. I was the same way. I remember in middle school, I'd be shitting. I was that little kid too. I was like shitting on UConn. I was like, yeah, UConn's just like, I don't know, UConn's just like one of those schools you go to
It's a
party.
backup school.
Yeah, I was like, it was a backup. I remember applying. I was memeing about UConn. You know what happens? I got rejected everywhere, and I ended up at UConn. And so now look at me now, fucking thriving. Honestly, though,
Mhm.
going to UConn was probably it was a good decision. I wouldn't be where I am today without UConn. So it all worked out in the end.
Same.
Got a story about that one?
Story about that one. Well, this is the startup I worked at over the summer. don't work there anymore, but I did work there over the summer. And no story. So I guess at UConn, we'll take it all the way back. I was a young little sophomore boy getting ready to take on the world. So I wanted to do all these startups. And at the time, I was working on a startup called Dropboard, through which I met this guy named David Noble. He was the huge entrepreneur guy at UConn. So everyone I met and networked with told me to go meet him. I'm like, all right, I'll set up a meeting, talk to him about Dropboard. And I don't know, I ended up like following him around UConn pretty much over the years, just learning whatever he had to say, working on different startups and things. And last year, Zach and I were in one of his classes for entrepreneurship called Engineering. A woman named Amy Errett, and she's like absolutely badass, this crazy woman running her startups, and she's a general partner for this firm called True Ventures, represented on Zach's t-shirt. And David's like, you guys should apply for it. And he like really kept pushing, and I really kept procrastinating. He's like, no, apply for it. And then like a month, not even like a week before it was due, I finally recorded this little video, applied for it. I'm like, I think I did all right, but I wasn't really sure. And then they got back to me. They're like, this team Lone Snap is interested in working with you. You set up an interview. So I interviewed, and I pretty much spent the entire summer and my last semester working for them.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
that's how I got this T-shirt. They don't have this logo anymore. That they changed it. I went through the rebranding for their website, but I like the old logo better.
Dude, don't you feel like a god with these t-shirts on?
Jesus, what?
Don't you feel like a god with these t-shirts though? It's like I love wearing this. This is like the only graphic tee I wear is True Ventures.
Oh, gotcha.
I just love it.
I really like the True and this Lone Snap T-shirt. They're really nice, really
Yeah,
soft.
they're very soft. I wash this on cold to make sure it doesn't
Yeah,
get ruined. I
I
wish Get
haven't
Seated.
done that, but
You have a Get Seated shirt? You've worn it before. I wish they
Mhm.
had it more like this. It was just like it looked
Yeah,
like
they
this.
have the Yukon quality T-shirt where it's like really
It's like
firm and
it like does that thing.
feels.
You know,
Yeah,
the
where the
sleeves.
sleeves are
Yeah,
so yeah,
dude, it's like
yeah.
fucked. They need to like invest in some quality. Get rid of that yellow color.
Although
Keep
what
it
I will say
gray.
though is those Yukon T-shirts are really really easy to fold. I don't know if it's because of the material or what, but they're really easy to fold.
You know, I'm missing one of my T-shirts because my ex took my Worth Tower T-shirt, the maroon one, and she has not given it back. It's
Oh,
gone. It's gone. She was like, I still wear it, and I'm like, kind of want that back.
rip, dude, go steal it. Go
Can
to her
I
house and
can
just
I
steal it.
have my shirt back?
I really miss it.
Or wait, maybe she did give it back, and I haven't. I don't remember. Okay, whatever. I honestly don't remember.
Kyle wants to know, what did you learn at Lone Snap? Not much about entrepreneurship in general, but a lot about how teams are run, ideal ways to run a team, and especially a software team, and a lot of infrastructure around getting software that's set up, ready to go, ready to deploy, how to deal with errors, how to deal with tickets, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot on the engineering side, and I guess a little bit more on the management side. Entrepreneurship in general, not much.
Very nice. Dude, this whole podcast has become like a true venture podcast. We plug them all the fucking time. It's
True Ventures and
Yukon
Yukon.
and True Ventures. Just keep plugging them. See, you even got the True bottle. Did you see that? Did you see that product
Oh,
placement?
yeah.
You do product
Jesus.
placement.
Yeah, true water bottle. I'll wear my true jacket next time.
Mm. Dude, wow, look at this lighting on my face. It's making me look.
Yeah, dude, you always look very, you look like a light bulb.
I thought you were going to say very yellow for a second, and I was going to say Akash. It's a bit risky.
That too. But you
It's
don't
like
need the light for that.
glow is Jesus. Oh, I'm actually like getting blinded right now. Kinda.
Yeah, that's a
So
bit
this
better.
is. Oh, okay. So it's that window too. I need like a. Oh, I got this. Hold up. Hold up.
Dan and Kyle, what are some questions you guys got for us? Give us some story prompts.
Oh wow.
For those of you listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, Kyle is our buddy on stream right now, chatting with us.
Okay.
Oh, Zach, by the way, for the little stream template up there, put the Google Podcast logo. We're on now.
Yeah, Google. Yeah, I gotta fix that later. Yeah, dude, I put my green screen right there. So now you can see my like facial hair. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just put that there every morning now. This is what I look like for real.
Dude, your sash doesn't connect in the middle. There's just a
Yeah, it's
empty
cool,
spot.
man, right? It's a little pencil mustache. It's a Fu Manchu.
For make sure that it's gotta come out like that for make
I,
sure.
I could probably grow this really long and have like two really skinny mustaches and then like a goatee.
How long have you been growing your beard, Zach? What's the story
Uh,
behind your beard?
this is about a month. I started around the beginning of quarantine and I've been keeping track. So when I stopped keeping track, it was around day 20. So this is probably the longest I've had facial hair. Just a month. I mean, no one's here to judge me, so I'm like, I don't care. Let's just see where it goes. Um,
Nice.
do I look like a little child with this, or do I look like a pedophile? Do I look
You look like a con artist.
a con artist?
Yeah.
I do
I could
kind of
see you
look like
being in one of those
Wario.
heist movies.
I kind of look like Wario,
Wario?
or not Wario, Waluigi.
Wow.
Yeah, I kind of
Oh,
got
with the
that.
stash.
I
Yeah.
got a bit of an. It's like because I'm quarter Italian too, so I got kind of like Italian, but it's also like Filipino, so it's kind of like mixed. It's weird, interesting, interesting genetics.
Genes are crazy, man. I wonder if one day there will be a person who's like a mixture of everything
I don't doubt it. That it would look
and
very
what they'd look
interesting,
like.
like this.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hopefully not. That'd be pretty bad for them. I feel sad.
See, if I put my shoulders back, I look more structured. I suppose if I go like this. See, if I go like that, I look weird. But if I do shoulders down, I look like normal.
Go like this, dude. Just put your titties out.
My titties out. Okay, back on the stories. Akash. I remember Akash, one of Akash's stories he'd tell us is about getting chased by a crackhead.
Oh, a crackhead story.
It's
All right.
a funny story.
All right. So this was freshman year, and we back then we were just getting started with drinking soda. I only drank water ever before that, and
Hmm.
we were getting into soda. And I don't know, for some reason places were weird about selling us soda. But we found this one store near our high school in Hartford, and we went to high school in this really, really shitty part of Hartford. Like, I don't know if you're a Connecticut native, Hartford Albany Avenue. Our high school was like a street off of that, so it was scary. But usually in the daytime it was fine. Nothing's gonna happen to you. So one day we're like, damn, we're running low on soda. We want to have some fun at a soda gathering tonight, so let's go purchase some. And we went to this place, and but by the time we got there, I don't know what got us delayed. I think we were getting food or something, but the sun was starting to set. So we were already getting a little freaked out. So, and then I park my car there. All my friends were being little bitches. They wouldn't come out of the car. They're like, yo, Kosh, just go get it. I'm like, Jesus, all right, I'll go get it. And then I go into the store, I purchase my soda, no issues there. And then I walk right out. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see this like really scrawny dude, maybe in his like 40s, with a really scratchy beard. Dude was just like scratching himself, and he just kept looking at me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that dude looks like a goddamn crackhead. And I just look, and then I just start walking away. And then the dude follows me. So if, like, the door was right here and I was walking around right there to the side, this dude was standing right here, and he just turned around and started following me. And I just started slowly walking faster. He's like, "Sir, you got some money? You got something for me in there?" And then I just kind of ignored him, kept walking and walking. Dude kept following me all the way around the parking lot. And then I just kept walking and walking. And I guess at this point, my face was really pale and I looked scared as shit. In my head, all that was going on is, I hope I don't get stabbed. I better get out of here. And then I jump into my car. And my friend's like, "Akash, what the hell's wrong with you? You look like you just saw a ghost or something." I'm like, "Don't worry about it." And I just like quickly start the car and drive off in some random direction, the nearest way out of there. They're like, "Dude, what the hell happened?" I'm like, "Did you guys not see that dude?" And then I like kind of drive back around so I could drive by, point that dude. They're like, "Holy shit, dude. No, we're never coming back here." That was the last time we went back to that place. We never went there again, because getting soda underage is not worth getting chased by crackheads. It's the moral of the story.
Don't do crack.
Yeah, be careful where you get your soda. Don't go to the shady part in Hartford to get it.
You know,
Go yard goats.
I had a similar story. In New York, I went to Five Guys because it was like 2 blocks away. So I was like, all right, I'll go grab a burger. So I'm eating alone. It's just me. And then this dude walks up to the window. He's obviously homeless, because like his shoes all fucked up, and he's just like staring at me, and I'm like, hmm. I didn't really think anything of it, and I'm like, oh, he's just kind of looking in, and then he's just staring, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting kind of uncomfortable. I look up again, he's still there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, I swear to God, if he comes in here. Next thing you know, he walks in like the Five Guys. So I'm sitting in like the corner of Five Guys near the window. So I'm just by myself. There's nowhere to really go except like to the door. So he comes in. He just starts staring at me, or he like comes in. He walks my direction. I'm like, please don't come over here. He comes over and he was like, can I ask you something? And I'm like, shit, I'm gonna get knifed. So I was like, okay. And he was like, he just went on this story about how he had like fetal alcohol syndrome, and he was homeless, and how he wanted to kill himself. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Jesus.
And then I heard like the guy in the back scream, "Hey!" And then like the entire like restaurant starts looking in our direction. I'm like, "Oh God," because I didn't know what he was gonna do. I'm like, "Is he gonna shank me or something?" And then at the end, he asked me. He was like, "Oh, I thought he was gonna ask for like the rest of my food or something." And then he's just like, "Can I have $12 for a gym membership to take a shower?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "No, I don't have $12." And then he just like leaves. I was like, "Okay." I was like, Jesus Christ. It was kind of scary in the
Jesus.
beginning because like I was like I'm exposed. There's nothing I can do. He could shank me and that'd be it.
Dude, it's wild. People, like, some people you can't tell, they just overreact out of nowhere. You like look at them, dude, just screaming "Hey" to get $12. Like, Jesus.
Going on his story.
Also, Kyle, what is the all-in challenge? I have not heard of that. Um, Type that in the chat.
I'll stroke my
Well,
mustache.
similar thing for me in San Francisco. I was on the train with my roommate. I think we were going to watch a movie. So I lived in Berkeley, and we had to take the BART to the city. And the BART is, if you know anyone from San Francisco, it's not the best place. It's very stinky, a lot of poo and pee everywhere, and also a lot of weird ass people on there. Anyway, I was pretty much just looking off into the distance or something, I guess, while inside the train, just thinking something. And I guess I was staring at this guy for a little bit, and we made eye contact. And out of nowhere, the dude just absolutely lost it. It's like, "Who the fuck are you looking at? What the hell's wrong with you? What are you? Are you one of them faggots?" I'm like, "Jesus, dude, calm down. Holy
What the
shit."
fuck?
Like, dude, I'm like, man, I look away. I'm like, I was just like bro, just leave it. Like, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm literally just standing here. And the dude just goes crazy. He like stands up. He like kind of flares his chest out a bit. He's like, "Want to fight, bro? I ain't into none of that gay shit." I'm like, dude, literally calm down. No one's looking at you. Just sit down. Nothing's gonna happen. And dude just kept going off. And we're just like, what the hell? I see my roommate from the corner of my eye. He's just like, just keeps looking. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know whether to look away or look in. And he just keeps looking back and forth. And then the next station, the dude just keeps yelling, and then he just walks out. And then we're just like, Jesus Christ, what the hell just happened? That's never happened to me before, where this random dude just gets angry out of nowhere, starts confronting me. But I guess it was a cool experience with some confrontation.
Scary though,
Yeah,
because you never know who's gonna like take the gun, end it.
you don't you don't know.
Dude, we grew up in the burbs, so it's like this shit don't happen. You know, if you're a New Yorker, you're like, ah, it's just a regular day. Like my one of my bosses, his fiance, she was talking about how she saw some dude get like stabbed on the subway or something. I'm like, okay. And then this other woman was talking about like we went to a happy hour with some of our clients, and she was talking about how like this dude like had a heat stroke, so he fell in the subway, and then like the subway or the train came by, and then he it cut his arm off or something.
Dude, what?
And she had to like call the police and describe the situation, and like they just carted him off. They put the arm on top of him and just took him out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Imagine, man, getting your arm, like someone picks up your arm and puts it on you. Oh God. Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
I mean, there was a time I was on the subway and they're like, yeah, there's a delay. Someone jumped into the tracks, so you're gonna have to get off at this stop. And I was like, shit, that sucks. You kind of
Another
get, it kind
Bart
of numbs you though.
story. Another Bart story from San Francisco. One day I was just chilling there, waiting for a train, which was like a minute away. And you can see, when the train comes out of the tunnel, you can kind of see the lights from far away. So you could see that. When out of nowhere, this guy like runs down the stairs, yells some crazy shit, jumps into the train tracks, and starts taking a piss. Like, dude, what? The train was literally coming right there, and dude was right at the tunnel the train was coming out of too, taking a piss. Then the right before the train is about to hit him, he screams some other crazy shit and then jumps out and then runs away. I'm
Yo,
like,
what the
what is going
fuck?
on, man? I think I still have that in my Snapchat memories. The dude just taking a piss on the train tracks.
Remember seeing that? Fucking whack, dude. Why? Why is the world gotta be crazy, man?
I know, man. I know. That's wild.
You get used to it though. Like you'd be walking in New York, some dude just screams. You're just like, come on, man, relax.
Just another day.
Or like I remember there's this other homeless guy. I felt a connection with this homeless guy. Like there was no cars coming, and what you can do is you can jaywalk. Like people do that because otherwise you're not gonna get anywhere. And there was all these people, and they were just waiting. And this homeless, I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, can these people like go? And this homeless guy's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking vibe with that guy, low key.
You know what's weird? How the richest and poorest people live in cities.
Yeah,
Like but in suburbs, you always see like middle class, lower, middle, and upper middle class. But in cities, it's either like, I guess there's some middle class there too, but it's like really a lot of rich people and then a lot of poor people.
why is that? This is like some socioeconomic theory. Why is that?
Yeah, why is it? I mean, I guess it's because it's expensive to live in cities. So there's going to be a lot of poor people there just because they can't afford to live there. But I guess why don't they? I wonder, if you are homeless, why would you choose to live in a city rather than a suburb? I guess it's easier to, since there's already so many homeless people there, it's easier to camouflage yourself there rather than going to suburbs where you stick out like a sore thumb and people would find you and take you away.
This is something I've never actually like thought of or read about. So maybe I'll read about it after.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Wacky, wacky Wednesday.
Cities. Wacky Wednesday. Kyle. Kyle. Oh, maybe Kyle's gone. Dan, do you know
Sad.
what the all-in challenge is? I have no clue what the all-in challenge is.
I have no idea. Hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. Let's switch it up from city stories. What about
Suburb stories. No,
what
it's gonna be real fucking
about
boring.
childhood stories?
Childhood stories. Um. Hmm. What part of childhood?
Mm, any part, maybe let's say pre-high school.
Pre-high school. I remember a bunch of my friends and I we get on this like Minecraft server. It was like a prison server, and we quite literally made a gang. So like we would all like I don't know, some dude would be talking shit in chat, so we'd all like wait around the corner for him, and we just scream like East Side, and we'd all run at him and just beat the shit out of him, and be like, "Don't fucking mess with us." That was my gang that I joined in high school.
That's your high
Minecraft
school
gang.
gang,
Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah, we were notorious, um, a notorious gang. Yeah, that's our gang sign, East Side. That's
Dude, you know what's wild? We could have run into each other on a prison server. You never
probably
know it.
you probably got your ass beat by my gang.
By your gang.
Yeah,
Dude, I usually ranked it pretty quickly in prison servers until you had to grind so much that I just stopped.
yeah, we should start a gang on a prison server.
Dude, I'm down. We haven't played Minecraft in a bit. We got to get back. I think we played it too much, or at least for me, I played it too much over the past couple weeks, and then I got burnt out.
I did too.
But I think I'm recharging now.
I mean, I used it as like a way to like block out the world. It
Yeah,
was
to
it was it
cope
was
with. The,
it was escapism for about a week, and then I started playing like a little serious, and it slowly died off, and I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm
I
ready to do
shut down the
shit.
server, by the way. I
I
took the
figured
save file, but I shut it down.
we'll go
Um,
back eventually. Yeah,
what sucked in middle school was, or early high school, was all my friends had the cracked Minecraft account.
oh, so I
Me
couldn't
and
do
this
anything.
other guy were the only ones with the real account, so the two of us would always play, but the rest of them always had the cracked account.
I ain't spending $10. That's
Dude,
such a waste of
it was
money.
27
Damn,
when I got it, and I think it's still 27. But best $27 I've ever spent. So many hours on that game.
good bang for your buck.
So my middle school story. These teeth, you see how this one's starting to chip a bit? Like this one's a bit chipped. Those two, my front two teeth are fake. Because on Pi Day in middle school, 8th grade, so March 14th, for those of you who don't know what Pi Day is, I was particularly excited to go out and play. So I used to live in these condos, but all my friends were in this huge apartment complex I used to live in a few years back. So I'd always ride my bike there. It's probably like a mile away. And I was particularly excited because one of my friends who didn't live there was going to come out and play, and he was also going to bike there, so I was hyped. And then what happened is, to get into the apartment building, there's this huge downward slope, and that was always fun to ride on because you go fast on a bike. This particular day, I was like going down really fast, and where I'd usually brake, I checked the brakes and they were kind of jammed and it wouldn't slow down.
Oh
And at the
no.
bottom of the hill, it like curves. There's a really steep curve. So I was like in one of those action movie things where I was like pretty much touching the ground with how much my bike was curved, but it still wasn't enough for the bike to turn all the way. So I hit a curb, kind of bent the bike tire, flew over the bike, and landed on my head. And the weirdest thing was I didn't feel any pain. I got up and I thought I was fine. I just thought I was dirty. And my bike was obviously really screwed up. But I looked at my hand and there was blood all over it. I was freaking out. And then so I like wipe my hand all over my t-shirt. Then I look and my hand was fine. Like there was nothing on my hand, and I'm like, where's all this blood coming from? And then my tongue started to play with my mouth. Then I realized there was like a cave in
Oh,
my front teeth. And then the first thought in my head was, those are my adult teeth at the time too. So I was like, oh shit, am I never gonna have teeth again? Oh no, I'm gonna be so ugly for the rest of my life. Oh no. Um, and then I called my friend, and his dad came in the apartment complex. I went over to their house, and dude's like, you know, Akash, your dad has a pretty big mustache, so I wouldn't really worry about it. You can just use your mustache to cover up your upper lip, because my upper lip was torn in two as well,
ah, that's
by a
nasty.
little bit. Yeah. But yeah, again, I think I must have been in shock or something, because I didn't feel any pain, which was good. And later, my dad picked me up. He drove from work and waited in the emergency for an hour or two. Went to the doctor. They like put some fake shit on there. And then over the next week, I got some fake teeth put in me. And then one of them fell off, so I had to go back again and get my fake teeth put in again. So one of these is completely fake, and the other one, the one that's like chipping, is like filling all the way down to the bottom. So I got to get that fixed soon. But that's why
Oh,
I got fake teeth.
so it's just the two front teeth.
Yep, two front teeth.
So one
One
of
is
them just
complete, the other's half.
holy fuck. So it just came out.
Well, it was like cracked. It was like chipped. One was like half chipped. The other was like almost all chipped. It was like
It was pretty
I
much
couldn't
gone.
find the little pieces on the ground. I think I found like a tiny little shard of tooth, but
Holy shit. So like,
yeah,
did you hit your face on like the curb or?
I hit it. So the bike hit the curb, and I flew over. I think I might have just hit the grass or the dirt on the curb, on top of the curb, or no, I fell on the other side of the curb because it was like a parking area. So it was one of those thin curb things separating the two sides of the parking place. So I hit the curb, flew over it, and hit the other side. Luckily, I didn't hit my nose. My nose was safe. I landed like this. And then my parents used that to tell me to wear a helmet while riding a bike for
Nah, that wouldn't do anything.
years to come. But
Damn.
never put the helmet on.
The fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I actually didn't know that those were fake teeth or like partially fake teeth. One of them.
Yeah. It's fake. I mean, you can't really tell. You know how you can tell if you flash one of those UV lights,
It's like clear.
all the teeth become purple, but the fake one is like it's clear. It doesn't get lit up by the UV light. Also, it's really smooth. So, yeah.
Wow. So like they did they just like take out?
Yeah, one of it they took out. It's like kind of almost like a root canal. They just took it out, put a
Oh,
pole in there, and then put the fake tooth attached to it. The other one, I don't know exactly what they did. They made some like fake tooth, I guess, with some filling or whatever. And
Jesus
the one they put in with the
Christ.
pole was the one that fell out. So I was just sitting there in school without a tooth. Then I had to go back and then get it put back in properly.
Jesus
And they said when I
Christ.
turned 18 that my like apparently the your teeth like keeps growing a little bit more. So they said there was going to be a space up there between my jaw or my gums and my tooth. I can still kind of feel it if I put my finger up there, tiny space. But I guess it's good enough where they didn't bother having it replaced or anything, which is fine by me as long as I don't have to get it replaced. I'm good.
Jesus fuck. Ugh. I could never be a doctor. Nasty.
Dude, dentist, that's wild, man. Just like playing in people's mouth all day. My aunt just became a dentist or a
Mm.
dental assistant. She was a software engineer, and then she recently went back to school to learn dentistry.
Mm. I always love being at the dentist where they have a conversation while they're like playing with your teeth and shit. They're like, "Oh, how's the kids?" And you're just like,
Really, my dentists are a lot more serious. They don't have conversations. Like I mean, the nurse always talks to me like when she's setting me up, but like when the dentist is there, dude's like always just working. He's like, hand me this, hand me that. Oh, this dude is screwed up. Oh, this dude hasn't been flossing properly. This screwed up. That's screwed up. And that's it.
Did you know I have a rare wisdom tooth?
No, I didn't.
So when I was getting my wisdom teeth out, they were like X-raying to see which ones I have to take out. One of them's like inverted, so it's like upside down. It's like engulfed within my gums though, but it's like completely upside down. Um, they left
So
it.
like the tooth part was on the top and the
Yeah.
root was at the bottom.
Yep. It's
So it like
inverted.
kind of grew upwards.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird. It's inverted.
So
They left it because it's like it's not growing. It's not doing anything. They just like check it every day. But every
do
time a
you feel it?
dentist, wait, what's up?
Can you feel it with your tongue or anything?
It just feels like bone or whatever. I can't really feel it, but
Mm,
it's like completely it's covered with gums, so you don't really know it. But every
mm.
time a dentist sees it, they're like, "Wow, this is so cool. Can I show my like partner or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." They're like, "We've never seen this before." So I guess I have a special. Maybe that's why I'm so wise, Akash. It's because of that rare wisdom tooth.
The rare wisdom tooth. Is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I hope I don't have to get my wisdom teeth removed. They're fine so far.
It's not that
We're
bad.
going good.
You just
They're
a
going
couple
strong.
days. Hmm.
No issues with them. I remember when they were first coming in. It was it was at the Union when there was like the little flap of gum just flapping around above the teeth because the teeth were pushing out. And I was getting scared. I'm like, is my gum falling apart? What's wrong? But it was just my wisdom teeth coming out.
Hmm.
Oh, speaking of cool shit, my dentist kept calling me lucky because apparently I have an extra nerve in my teeth. And I didn't feel lucky at all because usually when you put like 2 squirts of the, what's that, Novocaine, usually it's fine. But he had to pump me like a horse. He had to put like, he had to keep injecting that back in because my like lower left side would not get numb. So he like pretty much injected me with it like 3 or 4 times before I finally got numb. And then my this side of my face was numb for like the whole rest of the day.
So like,
Yeah, looks like I had a stroke,
dude,
dude. But it's so fun playing around when your thing's numb, dude. Like I like pinch it really hard, and I'm like, wow,
you're
I don't feel
you're
pain.
not supposed to do that. That's like really bad.
I know. I mean, I always like check with this side to see how much pain I'd be feeling. I'm like, all right, I won't go too hard. I just want to see if I feel pain. I always try to feel pain, and then I can't.
Hmm. I see. Uh, I like to numb my left hand.
I like to numb my brain with liquor because I can't handle it.
No, you mean soda?
Oh,
Numb
I'm
it with
21
soda.
now, dude. I'm
Oh,
21 now.
you used to numb it with
Yeah.
soda.
I used to numb it with soda.
I have
Uh,
32 days till my no, like 42 days. I'm like so bad at math. 42 days.
what
Around
is it?
that.
It's end of May, right?
I
End of
gotta like
May.
count. Yeah, I forget how many days are in each
What's
month.
it? 26th,
27.
27.
Party! You know, I feel like there might be a chance that I could still go to San Francisco.
Dude, by May, by your birthday, I think we'll be good. I think we'll be out. Because if you, I don't know if you've been watching the Corona stats, but
Uh-huh.
we're going down.
Yeah, what I
We were
don't
averaging like 30K new cases a day. Now it's only 20K new cases. So the amount of new cases are going down.
see, the thing is, I don't know why people are like, this is no longer the time to necessarily panic. Your time to panic was like a month and a half ago. This time, it's like we know where we're going, and it's done. Like it looks high right now, but there's we can only go down.
Yeah, the growth rate is slowing. Well,
Mathematical.
I don't know about we can only go down,
Okay, yeah. Well,
but
we'll
yeah,
obviously
actually, let me.
see. We're obviously going to see a lot of deaths and like cases, and it's going to be a bit scary. But like,
Whoa,
whoa,
the world just hit 2 million.
yeah, but like, that's expected.
That's what you know. Before we were doubling every 3 days. Now it took. I remember when it hit a million. I was moving out at UConn. One. Now it took a week and a half. It didn't double in 3 days. So
That's good.
it's progress right there.
So you can tell that we're flattening the curve because they're talking about this with the task force, but our R naught score went down to like two something when it was at like I think three or four. 'Cause it was like extremely contagious. Like once you get your R naught score below one, um, the virus will fizzle out and disappear. So doing good.
You know, only the 10% of cases have been closed so far. So still 90%. So what is the 2% of 500,000? Oh,
10,000? No.
yeah,
Yeah, 10,000.
yeah, 10,000. So
Quick
you know,
math.
if they're right about only the deaths being 2% ish, I don't think we might suppress it under 50,000 deaths
That's what I
because we're
was
only at
thinking.
26,000 right now, and even if we go up by a bit more, we might cap it off at like 40,000 if we're lucky.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, look, some states are doing really good. Like Texas, only 94 new cases. California, only 240. Looks like California is getting really good, so which is why I think we might
California,
be.
they did really well. I was reading about that this morning. They have like no curve. Like Connecticut's curve is worse than theirs, I'm pretty sure. Like they were like San Francisco, like the whole like they had 50 cases, the whole country shut down. So that's why I think there's a chance I could
There.
still be there, but now I'm like shit because I like basically had plans to like stay here and stuff like that. In my mind, I was like preparing to like stay here, but now I'm like, okay, there's a chance I could go to
Now it gives
California.
you hope again, and now the hope might get torn out. Hopefully not, though.
I'm gonna figure out how to stream, dude. Only 3 hours apart.
No, well, yeah, we will be, yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna be in Seattle, but you'll be back by the time I go to Seattle.
I'll send you I'll send you my replacement. We'll like what you and I will do
Send me
is
a temp.
we'll like write something in Google Docs and we'll have like the camera will like record simultaneously so that it looks like we're having a conversation, but in reality we're just reciting a script. I realized today
Oh
these
man,
are our three fans right now: Daniel, Kyle, and Chow.
I haven't seen Chow in a bit.
These
Oh, there, Chow's
Yeah,
here.
Chow's here. Yeah, so these are the
What's up,
people that
Chow?
continue to cycle in. Um, yeah,
Yeah, but I'm taking Brian's True Fan Award away.
yeah. Sorry, Brian.
It's fake. It was just for the award. He did it just for the award.
Okay, to be
That is
fair,
done.
you and I stopped promoting the stream, so now it's a little tricky. Because like before, you and I
Or something on our Snapchat and personal Insta stories.
you can um, you still need like a conversion thing, something that goes with
Oh,
it.
I wonder how many people would convert. Maybe I'll just share a post or something.
Out of 1,300 and like 70 people who saw my article, I think about 15 people gave me their emails.
Whoa, 1,370 people saw it?
Kind of, it's estimated because I kind of have been taking advantage of LinkedIn. So I would post things on LinkedIn and I'd notice, wow, this got a lot of views. I don't think people really realize that. So that's why I put it there because I knew my audience is going to be pretty professional if they're reading this kind of stuff. So I did it there.
Mm,
Snapchat, get an extra 200. Um, yeah, so it was like 200 plus like 1,100. Um,
that's pretty good, dude.
Interesting. Well, they like gave me their emails, but I also asked. Some people said no, some people said yes. The people I asked were people who responded or really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, we'll see. We got to do
Cool,
more testing.
cool, cool, cool.
This is my goatee.
Oh my god, I can hear it scratching.
Good. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, so we should probably wrap this up.
All right. Thank you for watching so far. Now we get to our business dev segment.
Oh yeah, I kind of just went over
Real
it though.
quick. Huh?
It's like sprinkled in. We like kind of sprinkled it.
Yeah, I was sprinkled it. Not much. Again, I finally went through a whole video and tested out the clip extraction program I used, and there were a couple bugs. I fixed it, and now it works. So very, very low barrier to post on Insta now.
I'm sweating.
The only way to make it no more low barrier is to hire an intern to do the time stamping for us.
Oh shit, I didn't take
Oh,
notes today.
it says I've
Fuck.
been sitting too long. Oh, yeah,
We need a better system. Fuck, I gotta
we
think about that.
do.
But I think
Um,
Akash and I gotta be careful to not over business this when gotta remember why the real content is the podcast itself. So
mhm.
we're trying to find decisive moves that give us good results because we think we want to build a community. We have good things to say, good information for people to use that has helped us in the past. Um, we're thinking, what's our theme, Akash? That some things we threw out there because we've kind of just been
Yeah.
we kind of did
Let
the
me pull it
lean
up.
startup version. Or no, was it? Did we do 0 to 1 or lean startup? I think it was. I forgot which one did which. One of them was like build, measure, learn. One of them was like customer discovery. I don't know which one we chose, but
All right. Theme ideas we threw out there. Helping children become adults or in the transition stage during the college time where you're lost and you're trying to find the way to becoming an adult. Um, we got well, one of the primary values we said is showing it how it is, radical honesty on our struggles and process. All right, we're ending it red.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm paying
Uh,
attention. I'm paying attention. I swear. I'm not going caffeine distractions. Yeah.
Another theme, how to find your passions. And another theme, how to reach your full potential.
I think
Help you with all that. And this is stuff that we are personally working on too, personally what we have worked on and what we are continuing to work on. So we think it'd be cool because we can kind of be test subjects for you.
yeah.
And it'll also be cool to show that we're not just preaching random things, we're actually working on it and then preaching it, or working on it, or preaching it while working on it. So you can see the output and choose for yourself. Whoa.
Yeah. One thing I want to keep it as a multifaceted show. Um, something something people struggle with is just doing one thing in their lives, but we've obviously proved that you can do multiple things and still find success professionally, etc., etc., not be a complete fuck up. Um, so I guess I don't know. That's one theme we can explore too. It's just like a
Mm.
multifaceted show about like discovery and stuff like that. Because we've
Yeah.
we've talked about a lot of stuff. Um,
And one of our best shows, best performing shows was Art Tuesday, where we talked about just art, music, and completely went off what we usually talk about. And also, you saw we talked about hair one day.
there's a
I,
lot we can talk about. We could even
yeah,
talk about magic. Did you see that,
I used to be
Akash?
into magic
Did you
when I
see
was like
that?
10.
Fuck
I didn't
you.
see it.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes you can do the coin trick correctly, and everyone's like, "Yo, how'd you do that?" I'm like, "It's actually not that hard, but you can only do it once
So
because
like
people will
this
see
thing
it."
is like, oh, oh.
No,
But you gotta make it look cooler.
so you take it, you go,
Whoa.
kinda. That was bad. Yeah. So we're
Ready? What? Now
also
you see this? No, you don't.
we're also trying not to be too serious on this. I know we do. I think I think we overshot our business a little bit. Um, we still enjoy podcasting, but you got to keep it. Got to keep the reasons legit. That's one thing we preach. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's just something. Again, the more we do this, more clarity we've been getting on where we want to go
Yeah.
and what we want to do. So we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. And yeah, the only thing is, even if we do something random like Artiste, the reason we want to still take it in a general direction based on a theme is because we want to know what you can expect. We want you to know what you can expect when you tune in and listen. Zach was talking about this concept of a front store where you can come in, check out, browse what we have and know exactly what we are just from looking at our front page, like a landing page or something. So
Yep.
that's what we are working towards. It'll be a bit before we get there. Um,
Yeah.
maybe a few weeks,
I gotta
maybe a
write
month or
something.
two, but
We're gonna write something and test it. It could be like a blog, and we send it out and see how it does, and see what people enjoy about it, and then package it up in a storefront that automates customer collection and stuff like that. Uh, it should be interesting. Um, this is like mini business testing, so
oh, we're
good
learning a lot
looks,
while doing this.
making daddy proud.
All right, with that said, thank you for listening to our stream. If you are on YouTube, look right up there and follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and now Google Podcasts, The Zach and Akash Show. And if you are on, or if you are listening to us on one of these platforms, check us out on YouTube and Instagram, The Zach and Akash Show. Just look it up and you will find us.
Yes. Thank you for joining us today.
This was fun.
Wait.
Hope you enjoyed our stories.
What if we record stories and send them to people? We have a Google Home. You could be like, Google Home, tell me a story, and it's you and me telling a story, so they can go to bed.
Whoa. Bedtime stories with Zach and Akash.
That could be a late night show
Could be.
or whatever. We're not gonna. Okay.
But until then, peace.
Peace.